Hey people! Today we're going to look at central place theory. Central place theory is a location theory invented in the early 1930s by this man, Walter Christaller. Christaller was a German geographer who started to recognize a connection between cities and their hinterland, or other places surrounding the cities like villages and boroughs. Central place theory explains how cities and villages are located in relation to one another and how big cities can provide services to smaller villages and how many small villages a big city can provide too. It tries to explain this with two different concepts, the hierarchy of settlements and the threshold and range. Try for a moment to imagine that you are on vacation. Along the way you will see a couple of small villages and sometimes a very big city. This image is a good illustration behind the idea of the hierarchy of settlements. In a region you have one big city that has the primary function of providing goods and services to smaller villages and boroughs. I always thought it looked like the final part of a game of Catan. You have a couple of cities surrounded by many little villages. Perhaps it is not a coincidence Christaller used the hexagons for his own model, but of course, a city cannot provide for an unlimited amount of villages. This is where range and threshold comes into play. See these circles. The red dot in the middle is the city. The big outer circle is the range. The range is how far services in a city can reach. This means that every village inside the range can be reached by the city. The black belt surrounding the city is the threshold. The threshold is the minimum amount of people a service or city needs to be economically viable. If the threshold is bigger than the range, shops will start to close down and the city will be in economic trouble. This theory is however not without its problems. Certain assumptions in this theory are not supported by reality. For example, one assumption is that everyone has the same income and preference. But enough about the theory. How was this theory implemented in the planning process? The theory gave planners a possible template when designing a region and can also bring insight into the workings of a certain region, which planners could take into account. To see this theory implemented into a region, let me take you on a flight and I will show you a real-life example. We are flying above the Noordoostpolder in the Netherlands. If you look really close, you can see the one big city in the middle, surrounded by smaller villages. I will give you a clearer picture. This was designed this way when the polder started to become more populated in the 1960s. This theory has helped planners to understand the inner workings of a region and gave them a platform to build upon when deciding the design and planning of a region. And it doesn't stop there. Businessmen and economic strategists could use this theory when deciding where to place a new business and predict when a business is placed there if it would thrive or dwindle. It was a pleasure explaining central place theory to you. Good luck and have a nice day. Bye!